Your pet would like to have a word with you. In fact, your dog, cat, bird, horse, fish, even bearded dragon would like to have an entire conversation with you. But having that trans-species discussion is difficult without an interpreter or go-between, a specifically skilled individual who's been communicating with our animal friends for more than 3 decades, bridging gaps in understanding, elevating relationships, building peace and harmony among all Earth's creatures. That person is Suzan Vaughn, the Animal Whisperer.
In this episode, good grief. Deep grief is where my clients Lisa and her husband Jack were at when they called me about the death of their young chihuahua, Theo. Little Theo was the light of their lives, a true soul dog that burrowed comfortably into both of their hearts. The tiny 1.5-year-old dog brought both of them great joy, and his unique personality kept them laughing. He was more than just a dog. He was an elevated spirit, a distinguished miniature gentleman with a funny beard, they said. Equal parts smart and silly, she said, remembering long, luxurious moments of sharing affection.
He would look you in the eye and he would connect eye to eye. And it was so unique. I've never seen a dog do that before. Like, he could see you in a way that most dogs don't catch your gaze. He would stare for long periods of time in your eyeballs.
He was more than a dog.
Yeah.
I've never been around. I've had, many pets as well. And I've just never been around someone like that before. He was so special. What we're going through is just beyond grief.
Yeah, I've just been wailing. I just feel
We can't stop crying. We miss him so much because he was so pure. And I just want to know that he's doing okay and he knows how much we love him. He bounced around like a bunny rabbit, like he was like this amalgamation of all these different things, these different animals. And he just happened to be a dog, but with a beard,
Yeah, we used to call him the bearded baby because he was this funny little beard he had.
And the way he would just bounce around his head, bob, and just the way he looked at everything was just, he was in such wonder and awe of everything around him. And it was just beautiful. It was beautiful to see, It brought so much joy to us.
I asked the spirit of Theo to tell me about his higher purpose with his people. He says, both of my people learned a new level of allowing themselves to be loved like this. He says they don't always take it in. They're good at giving it out, but they don't always take it in. And in my case, they did. They took it in on a very deep level.
We did. That's maybe why we're grieving so much, because we hadn't felt anything like that before. I haven't. I know that, just receiving in that way of I just felt every ounce of that loving energy and let it all in. And it gave me such joy in some really tough times, It was unfailing how effective he was at bringing me into the moment, bringing me into myself, bringing me joy, bringing me love.
But he was so curious in the yard. He was always finding stuff he shouldn't have, and he loved it. He loved finding stuff in the yard. It was so joyful and fun for him.
Yes, he says he was a bouncer or a jumper,
Yo, jump.
Jump
Oh
up
my
and
God.
down.
He could fly. He would jump
He could
between
jump on top of a table.
from a table to a ledge.
Another way he showed his affection was to gently nibble on their noses. The grieving couple wanted to know if Theo could tell us why and how he died. When I checked in with him, he showed me a picture of a vein going from his foot to his heart in a red line. It made me think of poison. He said there was a slight stinging sensation in his paw, and soon after his heart stopped. Veterinarians who performed the necropsy said he died either from poisoning or anaphylactic shock, possibly from a bee sting. Theo felt he had made an error in judgment. He said he was going to come back to them by reincarnating very soon. Animals who die young sometimes feel incomplete with their lives, and they make plans to reincarnate rather quickly. Well, he's going to try to come in dreams to make you feel a little better. He says, I hope they feel a little better that I am right here, even though I don't have my little body here.
So much
He
better.
feels like he's going to come to you in a very similar way. You know, when you're ready, you'll be looking at pictures. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some distinguishing characteristic like the beard
Mhm.
Yeah.
on the next one that you pick. But I don't think he's in a body yet. I believe he's still right there with you. Jack and Lisa were not only devastated from the loss of their beloved dog, but they had experienced several deaths in the recent past. They told me they had both been inconsolable, which was quite unlike them, but they supported one another when wailing, crying, and railing against the injustice of it all was unavoidable. We asked Theo why his life was so short, and he told us he'd been ultra-curious and also fearless. He said he learned that some things are dangerous and can take your life. He added that he learned a depth of love from humans that he hadn't known before.
You know, I have a lot of psychic energy, and so I was meditating on him, and I saw him bounding in the bright white, like bright yellow light, and he was playing, and so I knew in my heart he was gone.
He had left the body they knew, but he wouldn't be gone for long. I left the couple feeling better after having connected with him, but they were far from ready to look for another dog. And that was perfect, because they had a wall of grief to knock down before it would become clear that Theo was back and waiting to become part of their household again.
In times past, I've just thought I'll never get another dog again. But this, when I was sitting there, I knew it wouldn't be that long, which was just such a weird feeling because I couldn't even imagine it. But I think that was Hugo telling me.
It certainly was. It was
Yeah.
Hugo telling you, we're not done. Our relationship isn't done, and I just kind of made a mistake there. 6 months later, Theo came back to the family. Lisa saw a photo on the internet and told her husband she knew without a doubt she'd seen a picture of a dog that was Theo. I had told them that the new dog would have some unmistakable behaviors Theo exhibited, and that they wouldn't be able to ignore it. When they first met him, he leapt from the owner's arms into Jack's arms. His ability to jump long distances like that let them know he had a deep soul connection to their Theo. And when the new pup nibbled on their noses, they knew it was their Theo. They named him Otto, and the deep grief at the loss of their beloved Theo soon became more manageable.
For more episodes in the series, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. To learn all about Suzan Vaughn and her services, visit her website at animalwhisperer.net. Be part of the community by subscribing to her Facebook page, animalwhisperer.net. Then sign up for Suzan's newsletter to enjoy more of her fascinating animal-human communication stories. So, until next time, join Suzan as she talks to the animals on The Animal Whisperer.